Absolutely ridiculous, and let's talk about how ridiculous it is.
After drowning herself in scandal after scandal, Angel Reese was recently severely criticized by experts. I mean, really, what does she think that she is the WNBA's queen and that we all owe her something? The truth is exactly what fans have been saying for ages. She is nothing more than garbage that the WNBA has been ignoring for far too long.
Yeah. Yep, she is the worst fucking basketball player.
She was constantly supported by the hypocritical officials of this pitiful excuse for a league, ignoring her fouls and her absurd antics. But what did they receive in return? She went full steroids, and the entire sports community turned against her.
You put in, and right now, you are getting exactly what you did.
As if that weren't enough, she pulls the "I'm being sexualized" card and dresses like she's trying out for a scandal. When she gets tired of that, she attempts to accuse Caitlin Clark of stealing her European contract. Are we watching basketball or some twisted reality show?
Angel Reese is jealous of Caitlin Clark. She thinks she's, the reason why this is all happening.
Angel Reese is here. Reese, Angel the single. How can you go from being an all-star in 2024 to a walking meme faster than you can say career suicide? The golden child of the WNBA has officially crashed and burned in the most embarrassing way imaginable. She was meant to be the future face of the WNBA, not just another talented player. Now, she's the biggest farce in women's sports, not to mention the biggest joke in sports history.
Reese told her lonely male followers, hating pays too. Translation, I need attention. Translation, I need money. Translation, nothing about me is authentic.
Here we have someone who spent months complaining to the media about being sexualized, only to turn around and make the most hypocritical career move ever. Her Instagram account, which she proudly flaunts to her 2 million followers, is now a thirst trap, and she acts shocked when people don't take her seriously.
Real, the addiction to attention is real.
Really, Angel, you're complaining about being objectified while sharing half-naked photos online in the hopes that we won't notice the obvious double standards. I'm not even sure if she realizes how ridiculous she looks, but instead, she does the unthinkable by leaving basketball, her only lifeline, and going straight into adult entertainment. Let that sink in. The same player who made the All-Star team and set a double-doubles record in 2024 is now chasing cheap headlines in the most embarrassing way possible.
But when the entitled complaints are coming from Angel Reese, it makes news throughout the mainstream media.
The WNBA had no choice but to sever their relationship with her. And to be honest, who can blame them? She went from being a future legend to a walking disaster, damaging not only the league's reputation but also her own. She has become a sideshow act, a warning about what happens when you allow your ego and attention-seeking tendencies to run amok. Instead of being remembered for her skill on the court, she will now be remembered as the player who couldn't get out of her own way.
Reese comes out and says, she ain't the only one everybody's watching. They're watching me too.
She is being ridiculed by fans, and you know what? She deserves it all. People are criticizing her on social media for being a joke, a hypocrite, and a sellout. The woman who was once thought to be the WNBA's future is now nothing more than a laughingstock. The memes are endless, and it's obvious that she's brought it all on herself at this point. How can someone fall this hard so quickly? It's not just a mistake. It's a career disaster of epic proportions.
Some of this drama, and she started some of it to be...
Even sports journalists and analysts who once respected her are now calling her the worst letdown in the league's history. And guess what? They're right. Rhea appears to be utterly unaware of the brutality of the fall from grace. She continues to flaunt herself as a celebrity despite the fact that her legacy is in ruins. It's as though she's living in a fantasy where all attention is positive.
Beat a big bad wolf, but then kind of cry like Courage the Cowardly Dog. Nobody mourns when the villain catches an L. And Angel Reese, you have self-proclaimed to be the...
Reese, and as if her career wasn't already on life support, the steroid scandal was like the last earth-shattering explosion that sent her straight into oblivion. She was caught juicing with EPO and anabolic steroids. Wow, just chef's kiss to that brilliant move, and she wasn't even subtle about it. Everyone could see her desperation from a mile away. The Chicago Sky couldn't fire her quickly enough after that bombshell dropped, and the WNBA kicked her out like yesterday's trash.
Animosity, beef, and physicality from Angel is definitely boosting interest as well.
Reese's inability to keep up was the worst part. What can a player do when they're not good enough? Well, pump yourself full of steroids, but even with that boost, she was still flopping about the court like a total joke. It's almost as if the universe was teaching her a lesson in humility, but she simply didn't understand the memo specialists like Stephen A. Smith. How do you juice up and still fail so spectacularly? And Patrick Bet-David was harsh and properly called her out for being a player who believed that taking shortcuts would save her from her own lack of skill. Rather than rising to the occasion like a true athlete and putting in the effort, she took the easy coward's way out, and now she is paying a heavy price for it.
Human, like, all this has happened since I won the national championship, and I said the other day I haven't had peace since then, and it sucks. But I still wouldn't change. I wouldn't change anything, and I would still sit here.
The Chicago Sky team's cohesion was destroyed, friendships were broken, and playoff ambitions were dashed. The team is now left to pick up the pieces of what could have been a promising season, and the cherry on top is that Angel Reese is attempting to hijack Caitlin Clark's European contract by Angel. It's almost too ironic that you, who are constantly involved in controversies, are throwing stones at someone who is actually smashing records and dominating the game. You're accusing her of waiting for it and seeking money.
Now, the self-proclaimed villain has decided to go after the queen. Now, Angel Reese has decided to antagonize lonely grown women, many of which...
Reese's career has now been characterized by failure after failure, but she had the audacity to pursue Clark, who is genuinely making moves for all the right reasons. Clark wasn't trying to flee for money. Rather, he was fleeing the toxic mess that you, Angel, helped create in the WNBA. It's absurd that Reese still believes that anyone is buying into her sob story at this point.
Same Caitlin Clark that Angel Reese is desperately hanging on to for relevance. Same Caitlin Clark that Angel Reese is trying to create this one-sided rivalry with. A rivalry that no one cares about but Angel Reese herself.
And let's talk about that hypocrisy, because Reese really gave it to her. She is still embroiled in a steroid scandal that nearly destroyed her career, yet she is out there attempting to undermine Clark, who is busy creating history. Reese was urgently clinging to any chance to remain relevant, even if it meant using Clark's name in her drama to divert attention from her own setbacks. This is the embarrassingly blatant form of envy.
No title. She didn't celebrate with her teammates. She mocked Caitlin Clark. So there's jealousy there. I certainly see that with her. I don't know about the...
Clark was making news while she was out there. Naturally, Reese had to go one step further and play the race card as she was busy hurling insults to divert attention from her steroid-fueled demise.
Oh yeah, white people. Oh yeah, white people racist. White people death threats. White people blah, 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 blah. And that's all I hear when I hear these things.
She claimed that Clark's supporters were racist in an attempt to change the story in her favor, but nobody was buying it. Angel.
Threats, I've been sexualized, I've been threatened, I've been so many things, and
She claimed that Clark's supporters were racist in an attempt to change the story in her favor, but nobody was buying it. Angel.
Continued the stupidity. I mean, she cheered on her teammate as she shoved Caitlin Clark, knocked Caitlin Clark in the head, and a bunch of other stupid stuff.
This was about you trying to escape your own career dumpster fire instead of taking accountability for her actions and owning up to her steroid controversy, not about gender or race. Reese decided to embrace the drama in the hopes that it would distract everyone, but it didn't. Instead, it made her seem as though she was drowning in her own catastrophe and blaming everyone but herself.
Angel Reese, you can't beat a big bad wolf, but then kind of cry like Courage the Cowardly Dog. Nobody mourns when the villain catches an L. And Angel Reese, you have self-proclaimed to be...
And let's not forget the tantrums. It seems like Angel Reese spent more time throwing fits than actually playing basketball this season. Every time the spotlight shone a little too brightly on Caitlin Clark, Reese couldn't handle it. She threw tantrum after tantrum, each one more embarrassing than the last ridiculous right. It wasn't even about what Clark did or said. Thomas was just trying to divert attention from her own struggles. Her public outbursts became more frequent than any noteworthy court moments. At this point, nobody even remembers what she accomplished on the court. the pinnacle of Reese's meltdown occurred during a game against the Indiana Fever. In an intense fit of jealousy, Reese lashed out physically and smacked Clark in the head. Yes, that's correct. When Reese couldn't defeat Clark with her skill, she turned to cheap shots. That's when we all realized she had completely lost control.